Good morning students and welcome back. Today we are going to start with kingdom classification. I gave you some work and regarding the first lesson that you can continue doing it, and we'll start with the next lesson, that is classification, kingdom classification. Now here what we are classifying is the organisms, the living organisms. We know in the world two worlds exist, living things and non-living things. Now we are classifying the living things. Why classification is necessary? Because there are wide variety of living things that are surrounded, that we are surrounded with. Okay, there are many things that we see around. We cannot see the bacteria, but they are there. Fungus is there. There are animals which are so small. There are animals, those are huge and big. There are plants, small plants. There are big plants. There are plants that move from one place to another. There are even plants, those who stay in one place. So there is wide variety of organisms. So these organisms we need to put in groups so that the study of these organisms is easy. So this is done with the help of classification. The first term that we are going to study in this is taxonomy. Now taxonomy means it is the identification, nomenclature and classification of organisms. That means when you find organisms, you identify it. Means you look at the characteristics and you see whether it is living, non-living. Then you identify it as an animal or a plant. Okay, then you give it a name. That is called as nomenclature. After nomenclature, you classify the organism. Classify means you put it into a specific group in which it can be studied. So what is classification? Classification is grouping of organisms on the basis of their similar and dissimilar characteristics and structures. So the plants or animals which have, or any organism which have similar characteristics, some similarity, they can be put into one group. For example, fishes. When we talk about fishes, it is one group, but when we see into fishes, there are variety of fishes, right? There are saltwater fish, there are freshwater fishes, there are big fishes, there are small fishes. But when we have to study about fish, there is a common structure, there is a common classification. Okay, they have similarity between them, that they live in the water, okay, and they can survive, they have gills. So this is the classification, grouping of organisms. Now why classification is necessary? Classification is necessary because it helps to study a wide variety of organisms. That means every time I find an organism, I don't have to study everything about it. When I group it, I can study it commonly. Okay, I can just take one organism and I can form the study of it. Next one, it helps in identification. I can easily identify that it will belong to which group. And it also proves the idea of common ancestry. That means the theory of evolution, from which it has come. That means if it is a bigger organism, from what it has been formed, its ancestor. Okay, so it proves the idea of that, proves the idea of evolution. Now the mode of classification. The most common and most used mode of classification, the first was the two kingdom system of classification. Two kingdom system was given by Aristotle, and the other one is five kingdom system of classification that was given by R.H. Whitaker. Now these two classification, in the first classification, okay, two kingdom system, it was divided into two kingdoms, plants and animals. That means whatever organisms were found, either they were put into the group, the kingdom of Plantae or the Animalia. That means either it was identified as plant or animal. But as the studies went on, as there was development in science and there were microscopes made and there were things and there were observations made and there were researches going on, they found that there are organisms which have few things common, like they are like plant as well as they are like animal. For example, we can take the example of Euglena. Now Euglena has chlorophyll. Okay, for two kingdom system I am just taking an example, that is Euglena. Euglena has chlorophyll in it, that means it can make its own food, but it is also parasitic in nature, that means it is heterotrophic, that means it also depends on other animals for their or other organisms for their food. And also it does not have cell wall. Plants have cell wall, animals don't have, so they have a common characteristics. So the studies were made, and accordingly there was 5 kingdom system. According to 5 kingdom system, there are more organisms, there are more groups or kingdoms that were introduced by Whitaker, R.H. Whitaker. You have to remember the name. So the 5 kingdom system was, it was having the kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So in the next class onwards, we are going to study one kingdom. Okay, every kingdom we have to study. We are going to start from the 5 kingdom system. Okay, so this is for today, for the introduction of the lesson, and we'll begin with Monera in the next class. Thank you.